Welcome back to my channel. Today's video is all about the top 15 villagers based on celebrities and famous people. So we have three main criterias for picking these top 15 villagers. Number one, the villager should be a top tier villager based on various sources and places on the internet and just overall opinions. Number two, the celebrity or famous person can be a person who is dead or alive, and they are considered a lister or are quite iconic in some way. And then number three would be that there is an interesting origin story. So let's start off. We're going in alphabetical order. Number one is Anka. Anka is a cat villager. She is world famous in Animal Crossing. Everybody loves her. And the reason is that she is modeled after Tutankhamun and Cleopatra. And these are very, very famous Egyptian icons of throughout history, and everyone knows who they are. So that is who Anka is based on. Also, her name is Egyptian for Ankh, which means life. Number two is Apollo. Apollo is an eagle villager, and he is named after not quite one person, but three people who were on the Apollo 11 moon landing, event, and that was the ship that they were in, and that is who he is named after, and that's why his whole aesthetic is all about space and travel, and so that's why his name is Apollo. Our third villager, who is named after a very famous character, is Bam. Bam is actually named after the Disney character Bambi. And Bambi is very, very famous. I'm sure everyone knows who Bambi is and the story of Bambi. And that is who Bam is named after. Our fourth villager, who is named after someone famous, is Blanche. Blanche is an ostrich villager, and she is known to be very sophisticated and has great taste, and it's like first-class society. And she is named after Blanche Devereaux from The Golden Girls. And I don't know if maybe a lot of you are maybe too young to know who Blanche Devereaux is, but she is a very famous character from The Golden Girls comedy TV show that was a huge hit back in the 90s. Now, the next famous villager is Boomer. And Boomer may not be that well known. He is a penguin villager, and but I put him in because penguins are very popular amongst a lot of people, although Boomer's not the most popular one. But I just wanted to put him in because he is based on a character from Battlestar Galactica, which is a very cult famous show, and the character from there is Boomer. He's the original Boomer, who was then replaced by Grace Park, a female actress, and that's who he is based out of, and you can tell because he is a pilot. Our fifth villager is Buzz. We are picking Buzz because Buzz is Buzz Aldrin, and Buzz Aldrin is, of course, the very first astronaut from and known American hero, who was also based on Buzz from Toy Story, and also, well, yeah, you can't really go wrong with Buzz, and he's quite the popular character as well. Our next character is, our villager is Claudia. Now, Claudia is not well known because she is not the most popular tiger villager. However, she is based on a very, very famous actress by the name of Marilyn Monroe. And we know this because her Japanese name is Marilyn. And the English iteration of her name was Claudia because she has claws. I'm not sure why they didn't just name her Marilyn with their English name as well, but that is where the origin of her name comes from. Then we have Diana. And of course, everyone knows Diana, our most famous deer, tier 1, definitely. She is the Roman goddess of the hunt. And in Roman mythology, she's also known as Artemis from Greek mythology. And there's a huge, long mythology associated with the Roman goddess of the hunt, Diana. And there's many, many stories and myths and things like that. But that is who she is based off. She is a goddess. Our next goddess is Freya. She is the Norse goddess of beauty. And again, there are so many mythology and history on Norse history of Freya. And it's very, very interesting. And if you wanted to look further into it, I highly suggest that you just give a quick Google to Freya. And Freya is a wolf character and very beloved amongst the Animal Crossing community. Our next villager is Julian. Julian is a unicorn, or one of the horse villagers, and he is famous for his beautiful heavenly house. It's full of heavenly things, and it looks like a sky had just dropped out of the sky and ended up in a house. Julius is based off of Julius Caesar, as we all know, and the famous, very famous conqueror of Roman, of like whoever, or who pretty much created all of that is what is Italy now. Now we have Kiki, and Kiki is a beautiful black cat, and she is actually based off of a very famous anime called Kiki's Delivery Service, and that's a story about a girl who is a starting witch, and she has a very devoted black cat character that follows her around everywhere, named Kiki, and that's who Kiki is based off of. Our next villager is Octavian, and Octavian is an octopus, and as we all know, octopus villagers are quite rare because there's only 3 of them. And Octavian is based off of Gaius Octavius, the very first emperor of ancient Rome, who later changed his name to Augustus, and that's probably who you know him most well as. But that is definitely who Octavian is based off of, based on his character and characteristics. We also have our next one. Her name is Renee, and Renee is a Generation 5, or Series 5 villager, brand new to Animal Crossing's New Horizons, and her character, or her this villager is actually based off of Rihanna, the singer. And we know this because of like the little things that she says and just her beautiful looks and characteristics, and it's definitely reminding all of us of Rihanna, who has a huge following in Japan. Our second last villager today is Roald, number 14, and Roald is a penguin character who is a jock and who's very beloved by the Animal Crossing community. He is based off of Roald Amundsen, and Roald Amundsen is the very first person to ever reach Antarctica. And the penguins there in Antarctica look a lot like Roald. Okay, and then our very last but not least villager is Wolfgang, and Wolfgang is based off of 2 different people. Wolfgang is a combination of Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, the famous composer who died quite young, and Wolfgang Puck, the very famous chef who is world renowned for his breakfast and brunch recipes, and also his countless commercial like soups and sauces and things like that to help you become a better cook yourself. So that is it for today. This concludes the video. If you would like to know more or see more videos like this, please like and subscribe for more. Thank you so much.